Hey everyone, so today we're going to be looking at the Beast and the Harlot solo by Avenged Sevenfold, off of the City of Evil album. I recently learned every solo on that album to cover it in one video, so I thought now's the best time if ever to do a lesson on the solo and some of the other ones off that album too, before I forget them all. I've had you guys request Beast and the Harlot in the comments a fair few times, so let's just jump into it. I've got my Schecter Sinister Custom here, but any guitar in E standard or drop D will do. As hopefully that City of Evil solo cover video showed you. I used a Jackson for most of it. You know, the tonal secrets are definitely not stored in the guitar. But yes, today we're only focused on the first 5 strings, so you don't need to worry about whether you're in standard or drop D. It's all good. Oh, and I should mention that pretty much the entire solo I'm playing on the neck pickup. So the first one starts off with the 10th fret on the E string, and then the 13th fret on the B string, fully bent. And it's kind of a gradual bend, so you want to keep your ear out for the dissonance that you're hearing, that ringing that's going back and forth. As the 13th fret bends fully up towards the 15, the notes will become the same, and that ringing should stop. So you want to get it just at the sweet spot. So listen to the record a few times and know what you're trying to match, and then keep practicing getting that sound right. So after that, you're just going up 3 frets every time. So the second one is 13 on E, 16 on B, and that's fully bent again. And then you go up to 16 on E, 19 on B, fully bent. And then that last one, you do it a couple of times with some vibrato at the end. So when I play these, I tend to use my index finger for the higher string, and then the lower string gets the middle and ring fingers to do the bend. You want to make sure that your second and third fingers aren't muting the first string accidentally, otherwise it'll cut it out. It won't sound as good. You want to pay attention to the bend itself and how that's going in terms of what note you're hitting. And then the other thing is, if you're playing a guitar with a floating bridge, by bending up on one string, because the whole system relies on tension balance between the springs in the back and the strings on the top, by bending the string, you're adding more pressure, and that actually relieves some of the tension on the other strings. So it means that when I'm doing that bend with the B string, my E is actually becoming flatter. It's going out of tune, and it's going low pitch. So to compensate for that, I am also slightly bending the E string up so that I'm not going to get an audible note change for that note on the E string. Okay, so if I just bend the second string only, mute it all, and then play the E string only. That's what my 10th fret is sounding like. Now that I've released the bend, it's slightly higher. And so then when it comes back to that whole dissonance bit, the target that you're chasing of your first string note while bending the second one, it's always moving because that first string is getting slightly out of tune every increment that you bend up on the second string. So that's why bending them both with the first very minor bend, but just a little bit to keep it sort of steady in tuning, will really help if you're trying to nail this stuff. Now it's true for all those types of bends, those dyad chords. Okay, with all that said and done, you finished here. You're going to do a slide up to 10 now on the E string, and then you're going to play this 13, 10 on the E, and then 13 on the B, 10 on the E, and then 13 bend on the B again. It's quite simple. So slide to 10. Getting the notes to ring out on the second and the first string well when you're doing that section can be a little bit hard. Try and make sure that when you come off the second string, it's not still ringing out, otherwise you lose the snappiness and the attack on that first one. See how it's not coming out unless I get the muting on this second string right. So now onto more dyads again. This time it's going to be on the second and third strings. The first one you're going to do is 8 on the second string, 10 on the third string, and that 10 on the third string is being fully bent. And then you're just going to keep moving up chromatically. So we continue ascending upwards after that. This time it's only on the B string, so you're just playing single notes. And you're going to be doing sets of 4 that descend, but then every 4 notes you're going to ascend once. So let me show you. So you start on the 13th fret, and you go 13, 12, 11, 10, 14, 13, 12, 11, and then the next one changes it up a bit. You're still going to start going down chromatically, 15, 14, 13, but instead of hitting that 4th note down, you're going to go back up. So now we're going 14, 15. So and from there, we're going to go on to the first string now, 12, 13, 15, and slide to 17. So slowly it's... For that, it's just straight alternate picking. Just work on your timing and your synchronization. I find for the turnaround, I prefer to use my first 3 fingers. You know, usually in that chromatic sequence upwards, you're going pinky first every time. But I find pinky to middle on that 3-note bit is weird. You can do it if you can, but I find it much easier to just swap to ring, middle, index, middle, ring. Okay, next bit. Very fun, interesting bit here. It's 17, 13 on the E, 17 on the B, 17 on the E again, 17 on the B, 13 on the E, and then 17, 13 on B, twice. The best way I can find to do this is just by trying to roll really well with your ring finger. So roll up, roll down. It's okay if there's a little bit of noise there. It happens so quickly that most people aren't going to hear it. And I actually think I hear a bit of both strings ringing out in the actual album version as well. I think it's there, so that's fine. You can also try and economy pick it. So it would be, then you could upstroke as a sweep. I don't mind doing a different form of economy picking for that, which I actually sometimes do when I'm rushing it. So just pull off, normal pick on the B string, and then I just do an upstroke for the pull off, pick, sweep, pick. Very strange bit. The next bit's strange as well. It's quite quick, but you're gonna go. So just 20, 17 pull off, and then 18, 17. And that bit, it's really hard to hear on the album, but I'll play a snippet of it here. I'm pretty sure it's just, and where you're expecting another note, something, it's just a slide. There's a whole note space dedicated to just a slide down. And so because you're taking a whole note space to do that slide down, well, I've seen a lot of tabs think that the lower notes start with a section of 4, just 7/5, 7/5 on 3rd and 4th string. But if you listen to the album, it's full note slide down, and then because of that delay, it's actually only 3 notes there. So 7/5 on G, and then 7 on D. So. Then that little ascending bit is starting on the 5th string. You're going 5, 7, 8, 5, 7, 8 on the 4th string, and then 5, 6, 7 on the G. Then a nice easy bit, a little bit of a break. You're just going 7, 9, 10 with some slides and vibrato on the G string. So pretty self-explanatory. So that 7 is coming off of the chromatic from the ascending bit before. And after the 9, you're actually going 7, 9, 10. Alright, from here, a little bit of an awkward one. You are going 9, 10 on the G string, 9, 10, 13, 10, 9 on the B. And then the same thing back up, so 10, 13. And then you finish it off with 12, 13 on the first string. If you're very comfortable with your alternate picking, just do what you want. If you're not, I recommend starting it with an upstroke on the third string. So that 9 gets the upstroke for me. Means that whole B string section is very easy to transition to. And going from the B to the E isn't that hard for me. Hitting that 12 at the exact right timing, so it's smooth, can be a bit hard, but the whole section's so fast, no one's going to notice. So once you hit that 13, it's actually the beginning of the harmonized section, which is... That harmonic can be a bit hard to get. I find just in the middle, but slightly towards the next side. Maybe around there is the sweet spot. Just do that 100 times till it's second nature. And so then for the harmony, I think we're just moving it up a minor third, as they usually do in Avenged solos. So now you're going to be on 17th fret to start off with. Okay, back to the shreddy section. We're going back to the 5th string, and we're starting on fret 5. So going up on your A string, 5, 7, 8. On your 4th string, 5, 7, 8. And on your 3rd string, 5, 7, 8. But then after that, you're going to come back down and go 7, 5. So you're going to complete the loop. So now every note after you've hit that 8 is now going to be a lot faster. It's I think now in groups of 6. So you go back down pretty much the same way you came, except when you're playing on the 4th string, you're doing that repetition twice. And there's light palm muting on all of this, so. Very similar idea now, starting on the 7th fret, but it's 7, 8, 10 on the 5th string, and then 7, 9, 10 on the next 2 strings. This time when you're going down, instead of the double repetition happening on the 4th string, it's happening on the 3rd string, so. So you only play that set of 3 notes on the 4th string once, as opposed to the last section where we do it twice. Slight tricky thing to worry about here is it can be easy to just play 7 9s on all of them and forget that it's actually the 8 on the 5th string. Which is kind of wrong, but not the biggest of deals. Same light palm muting throughout. And the last one's a little bit different. So we're shifting up again, so now it's going to be 8, 10, 12. So we go 8, 10, 12 on the 5th string, 9, 10, 12 on the 4th string, and then 9, 10, 12 twice on the 3rd string. And now from here we're going to pick up the speed of it. We're going to go 10, 11, 13 twice as well. And then that's on the 2nd string. And then we're going to move up to the 1st string and go 10, 12, 13, 12, 10. And then do the same 13, 11, 10 twice on the B string, and then finish off with 12, 10 on the G. So. A little bit hard to get your fingers around, especially that 13, 11, 10 coming off the 13, 12, 10 before it. It's very easy to get it wrong and play the 12 on the E instead. And it's also easy to want to, instead of going to do the full cycles. I still do that all the time, and I don't really think it matters. I did both versions just then, and they sound pretty much identical when you're not paying attention. Okay, final bit now. We're going to be doing these chromatic-ish descending harmonized thing. So for the higher harmonies, you're going to start on the 22nd fret on the first string, and you're just going to go chromatically down 4 notes. Do the same thing on the B, do the same thing on the G, do the same thing on the D. Then you're going to go back to the B string and do the same thing all the way down to the A string. Then you're going to shift down to the 18th fret and do the exact same pattern. And you finish with a bend on the 17th fret on the B string. And for the harmony section, it's pretty much the exact same thing, but now you're going to start on the 18th one, and your second one is going to be 15. So I'll just do that slowly, so you're going 18, 17, 16, 15, and all the way down. Then back up to B. Then you shift the whole thing down to 15 to 12. Finish it off with a bend on 13 on the B string. May sound messy, but when you harmonize the two, it sounds really good. And that's it. That's the solo. Well done. Hopefully everything made sense. Let me know if there's anything in the comments that didn't, and also check the comments for a download of the tab in Guitar Pro formats and PDF. Alright, let me know if you've got any requests for any other solos as well, and have a good one. See ya.